cards around a little bit here just because I did pull a few that are out of review here, and I know the readings are just kind of en route, so unfortunately that's just how I roll. But anyway, so maybe I'll pull them forward as we gain some clarity. All right, so just looking at the initial cards out here, what I'm going to tell you is I do see some kind of mixed energies, for sure. And I did actually pull from the Oracle of the Seven, and I'll get to those here in a minute as well, just to kind of represent what's currently going on. So we all know the Eight of Wands is that card of, quick information. There's some kind of clarity. Something's going to come to light. There's some kind of period of awakened awareness that is kind of in a realm of clearing some of the confusion up, because I feel like you're in a space where you're feeling maybe your thoughts are a little bit muddled, or there's some difficulty in trying to see through the trees kind of thing. So what I see there is, like I said, the overall energy is one of needing to kind of make some plans, and there's some decision making up ahead here. So the Eight of Wands is carefully considering or with the Seven of Cups, because this is actually the clarifier for it. I'm just pulling it up higher, but it does indicate that there is a need to make a decision of some sort here going forward, because there is some kind of confusion. So it does mean to be careful in whatever it is that you're planning at this time, even though there is a sense of urgency that's coming through here. This is that fast-paced energy, so it does indicate that you could be misled because of that haste, but it's also maybe you're not seeing things appropriately, meaning that, maybe there's too much negativity or too much confusion or too much of an illusion or false promise or something here that's an ungrounded energy that you're not quite seeing through. So, like I said, I mean, the indicator here is that you're in a time of change, but I just feel like overall you need to sort of slow it down and kind of figure things out here, because, like I said, seven and eight is about trying to create some sense of order, but it's also in that space of reevaluating things and trying to move it into a space where it's more sorting through the options that you actually have experienced, or sorting through options where you actually have some grounding, sorting through an option where you actually have some level of expertise. So it's things along that line. So again, Seven of Wands, or Eight of Wands, sorry, coming through very quickly with information, because you are needing to get some kind of clarity on something. I feel like you're just feeling a little bit lackluster at this point, but there is still something here that is going to end a period of stagnation. You're getting clarity on something about a direction. So there's some kind of good news that's headed your way. And I do feel like, again, whatever that communication is for you, it is going to be something that comes in rather rapidly. So if you're working on a creative project, anything along that line, that would also fall into line with, broadening your horizons and coming in with a whole bunch of new ideas. But again, it's almost like you need to try out some of those new ideas, begin those new projects, try a different way, or be more innovative in what it is you're kind of playing with here. So, but I just feel like there is some really good information that's coming in here. There's some really good synchronicities, rapid developments, something here overall that's going to really help you to plan through things. So now that Seven of Cups energy, I mean, that's still sort of in that same idea of, beneath this confusion, there is going to be some kind of a decision that needs to be made. And that decision, of course, is going to be based on, I feel, some energy of heartbreak and betrayal and lack of trust and all of that. So there is this big decision that's incoming here. I would still say that you're kind of breaking through some of those illusions for sure, because I do feel like there's just a lot of energy around you that is kind of misguiding in some way, where you're not really seeing through the trees. It's right under your nose here. There's also that energy of possibly indecision. Usually when I see wands, I see writing, or I see artist, or I see, filmmaker, or daydreaming, or something, especially with this combination. There's just a lot of energy around being in the mind. Again, I feel like you're allowing yourself to be distracted in some way with some negative thoughts, possibly because it's next to the Three of Swords here. You're thinking about some of the negative things here, or the things that have hurt you. There's something also in this that does sort of indicate that that you need to be maybe a little bit careful with which idea you sort of fall into. You're protected. There's definitely abundance and positivity coming in here, even in terms of a connection. But again, there's still that energy of a caution. So it's almost like there's a certain level of discontent that's present here. So there's also, as I said, I mean, there's some other cards pulled off to the side that, you're leaving something of the past behind, or you need to, because there's a level of healing with the star card that's further out. So right in this current energy, I feel like you might be, you need to kind of hone in on one thing, focus in on a specific goal, and then bring that into reality, because you're allowing something to become muddled in the space here. Okay, so we'll just kind of move past that. I think we've covered that one. All right, so now we have the Page of Swords. Again, this is clarified with the Empress, and that's a really good combination there. So the fact that pages do bring in useful, helpful information as well, very positive information. It does also indicate that there is something around the heart space with this. It is moving into more of an abundant heart space, and moving into, this could be child with maternal, sort of motherly, nurturing energy. Doesn't have to be necessarily female, but it is more of a feminine energy. But it's definitely more of a nurturing, mature energy. So, and again, it is, an offer that's being made here. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio is also coming up here, but the page is telling you to focus on the expansion. Focus on how things are going to blossom here, how this new beginning is going to impact you. So something here about, something's being newly born into this space here, and it just, again, will kind of spill out here. You're just not really seeing it entirely. There's some kind of negative energy that's somehow thwarting it a little bit, but again, everything is still possible in this energy, and I feel like you're going to be listening to your intuition more so on this. But there's something here that's more meaningful for you that's coming in. The main cards out was the haste, the information, the good news, and the Ace of Swords getting clear. That was the more immediate energy that's prevalent. So again, there's something more of a more positive emotion I feel that you'll be experiencing here pretty soon. And again, whether this is just incoming information or news or something here that's going to allow you to feel a little bit more, and that you'll be in that more of that heart space that puts you in a good, a good emotional balance is what I would say there. So I just think that you need to create a little bit more of the balance, because with the Temperance card coming out here, again, and that Confusion card, it just feels like there's something that's a little bit off-putting that you might be dealing with. And again, you're all on different timelines. Sorry, I was just looking at can't quite see the name, but can I suggest a career? Well, I would say that okay, we'll pull another card for that too for you, actually. And I'm sorry, I can't read. Is it Vipin? Yeah, I think it was Vipin. I think I've spoken to you before for sure. Anyway, but yeah, anything that's in around the Page of Cups energy, like I said, this is more of a true path, or something that is more in the heart space that is moving in for you. I would say, even just in general, this is counselor energy, this is heart-spaced energy, this is creative energy. So any of those careers that kind of fall into those categories, I feel, are more in line with this particular read anyway. But again, there's just a lot of really good energy here. Now, with the Page of Cups, and again, that feminine energy of the abundance with the Empress, that all still speaks to the same. This is fertile growth and creativity. So there's prosperity coming in, something that's going to bring you joy and satisfaction. The fish is inside the cup here, so there's definitely something that is kind of wealth giving, monetary, I would say, as well in this space. And it's coming in pretty quick here, very rapidly. You're almost to this to this space here. But it's like you're going to get some kind of quick incoming communication here, whether this is in July or very soon thereafter. But it's almost like something comes to light and then just helps you to move ahead. But you're definitely in a space of an exciting period of growth and change. So I would say that there's still a little bit of cautious energy here just because of the betrayal, but Ace of Swords with the Temperance is still a card of be patient, while things sort of align for you. So, and again, this could be you needing to gain some clarity in a moment before you can actually like whether this is new perspective or whatever, but it's almost like new information comes in that helps you to sort of align your circumstances and helps you to sort of cut through the obstacles so you can see a clear approach, and face those challenges. So you're cutting through the illusions, like I said. It's creating more balance for you, balance with your mindset. And I do feel like that is mental strength here with the Ace of Swords. So it's like it's empowering you in that particular way. You feel stronger mentally in some way. Something's coming in, very shortly to give you that sense of things. And again, even with the Ace of Swords, like there's just something here that still speaks to, whether there is some element of communication issues possibly here that have made you feel like you were not quite balanced. But again, I mean, the Ace of Swords is still just because there's a couple of the swords that are out here that makes me feel like this is still something that you're kind of working through. This energy is still around you anyway. I would still say that, again, new idea around how to sort of balance yourself out here as well. I feel like there is strong intellect, something in that realm that's helping you to strengthen your mental fortitude, basically. And again, you're making some kind of a wise decision here. And I feel like maybe that's what's helping you to release the pressure, because we've got the Fool card out here as well. So to me, that's releasing the pressure with the Fool card as well as the Six of Swords. You're releasing the pressure somehow in this next short little while here. So again, you're using your intellect to kind of analyze the situation. So I was just reading, hi Mario. So you're using your intellect to work through a situation and release these pent-up emotions is really what I'm seeing here. Because again, we've got that energy of, you do have some positive cards coming out that you're quickly coming into this space of a positive new period, but you just have to release these pent-up emotions that are coming through with the three of Swords energy. So I feel like, again, you need to make some of those necessary changes, and most of it is going to be about, working through that lack of confusion. And once you make that decision, I feel like you'll get through to a certain breakthrough. And I'm not saying it's going to be a major milestone breakthrough. It's nothing like that I'm seeing here. It just feels like, if you've had some destructive thoughts here currently, or negative mindset, anything like that, we're kind of reflecting here on some of the harsh words of the betrayal, then this would be an indicator that, there's going to be more up ahead here that helps you to overcome that obstacle. And again, it's based on your willpower and your intellect. It's how you speak to yourself that seems to be breaking it through for you. There's also that weighing the pros and cons of a situation here. When I see that next to the Temperance, that is sort of that sense of, you're getting this newfound clarity, because this clear approach helps you to get into this new space of the Temperance, which of course is balance, and it's also guidance coming in for you. There is also that sense that there is harmony in a scenario, whether you believe that or not. Right now, I feel like you might be just in that space of trying to really, it's almost like you're waiting for some kind of clarity or something, some kind of truth or something to come through to sort of balance it out. Success isn't instantaneous with the Temperance card. It is the card of, things being, you have to be patient a little bit longer here before something is manifested. But just take the time to kind of commit to this situation and deepen your involvement with whatever it is that you're trying to get to pay off. Moderation is the key here with that. So try to find some sense of peace or tranquility there. So the Three of Swords, again, next to the Fool, that is where there's a sense of maybe you're being a little too naive or have been too naive in situations where something's kind of thrown you off guard. You're expecting one thing, but really, sorry guys, what came out was, something that completely sort of threw you off. So again, there's a certain sense of recklessness because of a lack of planning as well, but it's also possibly in around your own sort of sense of silliness or foolishness or naivety. And as I said, not being able to move on because you're, feeling too much of the feelings and the sadness and the disappointment. And that's, again, where the card's saying you need to let go of that pain, move on with the healing. It's a reminder, move on with the healing. Think things through carefully, but be aware that, these kinds of things help you to get through to, bigger things. And so if you can confront these difficult emotions and experiences now, when they do arise again, you move through them a lot faster. And most of success anyway, on the average that I've been hearing anyway, seems to be around EQ, not IQ. I mean, IQ, intelligent quotient for sure is important. It's not to say it's irrelevant, but your EQ and how you rise to circumstances and let go of things and adapt and move on is more resilience is required and able to get to these periods of success. So again, there's very strong, energy here with that Star card that speaks to, you trying to just heal through a situation. You're almost in that space of releasing more of whatever has been difficult for you. But again, you just have to hold out a little bit longer here. The Star is also something that kind of speaks to there being a lot more attention that may eventually come with that energy here, because it is an 8, so you're transcending something and moving into a period of balance here up ahead. So keep the faith is the reminder of what this card is. It definitely speaks to you being on the path of your destination. It's important that you follow it through because the future looks bright with this card. So there's definitely, your time to shine and all of that. And again, there's a certain level of talent that's coming through here, but there is also the new path. But it's almost like you need to heal before you kind of move into this space of the Fool. And the Fool is more the clarifier, so you're not quite in the energy yet. You're still kind of putting in the hard work and releasing some of the negative energy. But, there's a lot of belief in the goals. And I do feel like doors of opportunity are going to be coming in for you to open, that kind of thing. So there's some kind of promising encounters and synchronicities that are at play right now. But, just remember what's possible. There was something that I remember I was watching another video anyway, and the fellow was actually talking about, when you ever feel stuck, you don't say, why is this happening? You say, and not why is it happening to me or for me? It's better to actually say, what are the possibilities in this situation? What are the possibilities? So if something seems negative or you feel stuck, it's better to say, what are the possibilities that I can open myself up to something with this energy? So I'm going to move it right into this other little section here. So I'm going to pull these cards down and we'll just put the other ones up here. So this is sorry guys. Camera hazard. Anyway, so this is the energy of the Oracle 7 Energies Guidebook, Colette Baron Reed. And so the cards that are coming out here, I don't know why that's twisted, but sorry guys, give me 1 second. Okay, well anyway, hopefully that's not too cockeyed on your end looking at it. Okay, so feeling the world, that is a 4. It's about finding balance here as well. Definitely speaks to, a lot of sensitive things or emotions that you're kind of dealing with at this time. Again, for whoever this resonates for. Again, you don't all make the decisions on a Monday. You don't all go out on a Saturday. You don't all, yeah, so you've got to allow for whatever your timeline is to be relevant for you. So some of you might be going through this energy now. Some of you might be a little further out. But either way, there is a sense of, heightened awareness as well, but it feels like you have broader perception, but it's also making you a lot more sensitive to things. So your energy just feels like it's a little bit off here with that feeling the world. You're just feeling a little bit drained or doing something emotionally that's not really good for you. And I just feel like if this is some kind of codependent relationship, or if you're thinking about something that is just emotionally too overwhelming for you at this time, again, look at the possibilities with the energy that you have instead of why this and why that, and, all of the questions of limitation. So, because the answer is always in the question. If you're asking the question, then there's something more that you feel that you want from something, and you can't get that from somebody else. You can only get it from yourself. So you have to feed yourself first. Again, so it's almost like practice saying no is what the card indicates. Practice saying no. Don't take on everything emotionally. Don't take on every activity. Don't take on every emotional, spectrum of feeling. You know, at some point you just have to limit the overwhelm. So now we're on to Waking the Lion. So this card is also in that range of, taking bold steps. So there's probably a lot of intense or strong emotions for a lot of you at this point, or again, or maybe you've just been dealing with it. But either way, there's a courage that is required to sort of move forward here. There is something that you're kind of painfully maybe dealing with, or still in that residual energy here. But again, you're being advised to just keep moving forward. Be bold in your actions. Act as if you have deep trust, and then everything will sort of fall into place. Nothing is promised. All you can do is say to yourself, unless I take the risk, I risk also living the same life, doing the same things in the same disappointing way. So whether you're disappointed up ahead in a situation, that's not the point. The point is you would still be in the same energy. But if you take a few of the circumstances that you dive into, and eventually one of them will take, and it won't be disappointing. So it's okay to take a bit of a measured risk here, is what I would say. And so again, there's no guarantee of any immediate success or anything that is going to be perfect, but I would definitely feel like you're being asked to be brave in this possibility, in this, in the face of some pain here, and look again for the possibilities. And again, it's also about sort of that leap of faith with the Fool energy that we had out there, but it's also that energy of own your own power, know yourself, know thyself, that kind of thing. So when we get to Smoke and Mirrors, again, it's almost like you have the ability to choose your path here. And again, it doesn't guarantee that the first step out is going to be the one that works, but it definitely speaks to, you seeing through some of the past conditioning, and the thought patterns that you were misguided about. So, you're kind of questioning some of those areas at this point. And I feel like we tend to see things as kind of a linear timeline, when in actual fact, they say that we're actually living both the present and the past at the same time. But it's about, how do you want to construct the future? You can delude yourself with how you think things were, but if there is a sense of unhappiness, then there's something that needs to change here. So it's about seeing beyond the illusion, seeing beyond the lies. And actually, sometimes it's good to have an empty space, because when you clear the space, that empty space is kind of a pregnant pause, allows you to fill it with something that, is better for you, or, can be a lot more encouraging anyway up ahead. Okay, sorry, just kind of altering camera view again. All right, so trust your inner voice, all of that. Things are not quite what you think they are. So again, if you're thinking of things in more of a negative light, I would say that that is not an accurate perception of what you're currently involved with. So this is about using your intuition, again, second sight, clairvoyance, all of that. And it's definitely about whatever choices that you make, especially in this period, I feel is going to be about your potentials. Especially I'm seeing the, honing in on that pyramidal kind of structure inside the cup. So I feel like it's like harnessing a certain level of power from source. It's, whether this is channeling or something here, there's definitely support for your choices. And I just feel like you can trust in what you feel is right at this time. Um, once you follow your guidance, because again, there's a little bit of confusion, and you're kind of playing with yourself in terms of what you believe to be true, not allowing yourself to really see what's outside of you. Sometimes we get stuck on what's inside of us, and again, you can start to have a broader picture about what's around you and what you're capable of. Look for possibilities, not just what you see currently in front of you. So now we're into opening to discover. So again, really good energy. Definitely they all kind of sync together here. But this is where you're starting to collect all of the things together, the information that you need, the data, the, conversations, or whatever it is. Something is sort of speaking to you from the universe, which is helping you to be a lot more discerning about what information is worthwhile and what information is, not useful to you. So, of course, I see that you are, I don't want to say trapped in your emotions, but definitely a little more emotionally, some emotional overwhelm here. But again, you're kind of shifting out of that into more of a growth and expansion period. So, like I said, I just feel like you're really in a good space, even though you may not be seeing it right now. But, don't let yourself be distracted. And there's, definitely some energy of that with that, again, 8 of Cups or 7 of Cups. So I feel like you're being shown the way or shown an aspect of the way. And you can just follow along with your intuition here to whatever the keys are that sort of open up. Oh, and there is one more here too. Sorry, I forgot about that one. So into me I see. So again, number 8, 2, 4 is definitely about balance and all of that, but I definitely feel like this is that card that kind of speaks to putting things into more of a trust with yourself, finding trust, more of a willingness to be vulnerable. It's okay to feel those things, but not be trapped by them. It's also sort of connections in relationships where we tend to mirror in and out the same sort of energy. So it's, part of your personal evolution as the card depicts, but it's also a reminder that, there's still something here that you need to change or heal. And a lot of our relationships are also in support of that. So if you're getting something that's more negative in terms of relationships, reflecting something harsher, then there might be something that you internally are sort of saying or magnifying, or you know what I mean, something that you are putting out there. So again, listen and learn, and this is a time for you to kind of make things right. So again, something to do with close connections, relationships, and family, all of that are really relevant for this period, and this does indicate that there is some healing taking place in all of those areas right now. So I feel like you can trust that things are going in the right direction, but there's also a lot of deep emotions that you're sort of having to work through as well. Okay, so I'm going to answer one question, and then I'm going to do another one for Pisces here in a bit. Okay, let's see here. Oh yeah, career for Vipin. Sorry if I mispronounced that. All right, let's see what we've got for a career card. All right, what is the best career energy for Vipin? Again, I still see a lot of emotional heart space. So I would say that, for sure, counselor, psychologist, anything like that is sort of on the table here as well. Something from the past I feel that you were good at is also relevant here too. Definitely sort of a maternal energy. So there could be something dealing with children. It could be in the, what's that? what is the word I'm looking for? Childcare industry, that kind of thing here as well. But again, Six of Cups sort of speaks to that, energy of dealing with, you know, family kind of energy is what I'm getting there. So, however that resonates for you, but I still feel like it's something here, even in the creative space, painting or poetry or something here along that line, because a lot of this is just very big, big thinking energy. It's not detailed, specific kind of energy, so I don't feel like you're micromanaging, managerial, anything like that. It's kind of bigger energy than that. So again, even with the Temperance card, that speaks to the same, that's still around jobs or careers that have more of a sense of balance to them. So, anything that would be more along the lines of medical, psychic, there's some kind of gift of healing here as well. It's somebody who can kind of mix and match everything and pull it all together. It's that alchemy card with the Temperance. So again, I feel like there's something that you're doing from an old job, or something you could do from an old job, or something from childhood that would really pay off for you. Again, it's more of a calm, sort of steady energy. It's not going to be any kind of an immediate, but you have to compromise something for this. And I feel like it's kind of one of moderation, like it's a job or a career that is kind of balancing things out in a moderate kind of way. Like it wouldn't be anything high risk like stocks or anything like that. All right, well, hopefully that gave you guys a little bit of insight. Always nice to see you here, and a little bit tired today, but it is a sunny day out here where I am, and we'll talk to you soon. So keep moving forward, guys. Never give up, and we'll see you in the next